Seriously? Hey guys, and welcome to another unboxing, build and review with me, 6+ Stevo. In the last one we did the Orc Watchtower from the Ork range from Kromlech, and this time we're doing one I've been wanting to build for a long time, the Orc Barracks. Kromlech very kindly sent one of these to me for free. However, that was for the purposes of a giveaway. They kindly donated to the channel for a giveaway, and so yeah, I gave that one away. But what a tease that was for a few days, having that around the house. I was looking at it, stroking it lovingly, desperate to rip it open and build it, but nope, I had to do it for a giveaway for the good of the channel, so that's what I did. However, I did make the decision that I was going to have to buy one of these for myself, and so Black Friday sale, I took advantage of their 20% off and got myself one of these. Now this usually retails for £19.16, which I think, like the rest of their stuff, is really good value. You do pay a bit of postage, so there is a postage cost, unless you buy over a certain amount, but I think you have to buy quite a lot. But bear in mind that this is Tabletop Scenics, part of the Kromlech company, and they sell MDF terrain kits, they sell resin models, they sell vehicles, that, you know, bits for conversions, hobby supplies. So I guess if you were needing to buy quite a few different bits, you were looking to buy quite a lot of stuff, you could quite easily get the free postage. But anyway, so let's have a look. It's got the old no goblins were harmed during the production of these models, which is a cool little touch. And it says here in the description, Orc Barracks are quickly raised, most common Orc buildings, seen both on the outskirts and central districts of Orc strongholds. I think there's a little bit lost in the translation here. Obviously Kromlech is a Polish company, it's made in Poland, so I think some of the Polish to English on the translate hasn't quite come through. Fitted with watchtowers, an easily accessible rooftop, these comfy residents can also take a role of firing platform for its inhabitants. Large enough to accommodate a dozen orcs, barracks are core buildings of amassing horde. So yeah, it's slight, but you get what they're saying anyway. And we're orcs, we don't really care too much about spelling and punctuation, do we? Let's take a look at this and get on with the unboxing. So this one I heard from my subscriber that won the competition. He did report back to me that this was quite a tricky kit to build. But I think, like me, building the Dakar bunker, it was his first experience of building an MDF kit. So I think when you're new to it, it can be quite tricky. But I think once you've built that first one, you remember what it's like building your first sort of model. It's a bit of an experience and a learning curve, so I think it's probably just that. So now, having built a few of these, I think I should be okay with this. Now, it is listed as moderate difficulty, which is the same difficulty as it said for the Dakar bunker. However, that was a much smaller kit. So we've got the paper bit, so we'll get that out of the way. We've got our instructions, which advertises a few other bits. The Dakar bunker, which we've already got. The Orc quarters. Now, I nearly bought those over the Watchtower. Ever so slightly more expensive than the Watchtower, but I do really like the look of that one. I love how it's got, you know, the main big platform here, then the one here, then the little one up there, and the stairs going up. It's a very cool piece of scenery. Orc wall tower. See, they sell a whole range of these wall sections at right angles and corner bits and straight bits and bits with gates. So you can buy loads of these and literally build an Orc fortress or a perimeter wall around your base, which is so cool. And yeah, here we are then. So I feel the instructions are a bit thick already on this. There's a few more pages to the instructions. So the basic structure looks fairly simple. Put the two ends on, the middle supporting bit on, and then slat the roof. And it's just a case of sort of accessorising after that. So yeah, this one actually looks, I mean, just from looking at it like this, looks fairly simple. just looks so cool. So there's all our different slats on there, all numbered very helpfully. Alright, I was looking for the detail on them, but I guess you put the main slats on and then the detail probably lays over the top of that. It's one of the doors there. And there's the front and rear section. So it gives you sort of an idea of the size of this thing. Alright, there's some of the decorative bits that lay over the top of the slats. Lots of spikes, lots of jagged edges. Yes, there we go, there's our detail. Very cool. It's got quite a cool sort of graffiti look to it all. Loving that. Bad Moon logo on there. And another one. It's like they knew. Love that one actually, the way it's proper scratched into there. What we've got here. I don't actually know what all these bits are. Looking at that, this looks like the sort of Watchtower part of it, I imagine, the little rooftop bit. And we've got more end sections. Obviously these will be the main structure, and then the other bits will lay over the top to add the detail. So yeah, it looks very cool. Lots of checker plate and grating and stuff. Love all that. And then the thick bit here, again the sturdy, thicker wood for the Watchtower structure. Cool. So yeah, not as many sort of parts, sprues, as the Watchtower, but larger sprues. But actually, I think this could be quite a simple build. So hopefully it all goes well, goes to plan, and when I come back, I'll have something rather impressive to show you. Okay guys, see you in a sec. So here we are guys, all built, and what a beauty this thing is. I'm absolutely loving this thing. I'll give you the full 360-degree view of it. Absolutely packed with detail, this kit. Of the three I've made so far, this is definitely my favourite. Yeah, I'm thoroughly impressed with this. As you can see, the detail on this thing is incredible. I love all the sort of glyphs and artwork they've got carved into the sides. The battle damage you can see, and even the sort of 3D texture to the hatch here. We've got the ladder going up to the Watchtower. Now I haven't glued the Watchtower to this yet, just so I can detach it for ease of painting and stuff. I will say, I said at the beginning of this video when I was unboxing that I thought this was going to be quite a simple build and quite easy. Boy was I wrong. Not that any parts of it were overly difficult, but this was a time consuming build. And there are a few parts where if you're not careful you could get unstuck and come a cropper. There's a couple of bits on it for me that didn't quite go right. Building this top section here, this slat, when I put this in, this kind of cuts across this bit, and it didn't quite connect properly. You can't see it, I mean it looks fine, but then round here, as you, I don't know if you can make that out, but the ladder coming off the Watchtower doesn't quite touch the ground here. It's a good sort of 1/2 centimetre off the ground. Now I don't know if that's supposed to look like that. To me it doesn't seem right. It seems like it should be lower and be touching the ground, but it doesn't. And again, that could be me. I could have made a slight fault along the way, because you've got so many different components that you're gluing together. If they're just a millimetre out at some point or not quite attached properly, then it could have quite a big effect in a later stage of the build. But overall, it was a fun build. Like I say, very time consuming. I've sort of been coming back to this, doing a few hours a day. It was definitely the most difficult of all of them. and that is after having experience at building this one and this one. This one I would say was the simplest one. So what I would recommend, if you are thinking of getting this, and why wouldn't you? It's really cool. I would recommend starting off with something a bit easier. One of the smaller, simpler builds. Especially if you've never worked with MDF kits before. If you've worked with them before, then you kind of know what to expect. But I wouldn't jump straight into this if this is your first experience of building an MDF kit, because like I said before, these are very different to building plastic kits, and your lack of experience, lack of knowledge, you know, it might lead you into making the odd error here and there, and because these are laser cut and they're so precise in it, where everything needs to be. Like I said, one little mistake early on in the build you might not realise until several stages later, when it can be quite hard to fix it or patch it up, and then you're going to run the risk of damaging the model. But yeah, let's give you a little bit of a size comparison now. I'll get some models out and show you how this thing goes. So we've got Bob, he's keen to try it out. So as you can see, this thing can easily accommodate a small squad of grots. Now the top sniper tower there, I've got a shooter boy here. He can fit in there comfortably. You might just be able to get something with a 35mm base in there. So this is another good reason why larger base sizes for orcs won't just affect the game, but can affect some of your terrain as well. As you can see though, that's an ideal spot for like a lone sniper. Not orc obviously, because we don't have snipers. I've got a tank buster here to go in there. And we've got a knob on one of the larger bases. So yeah, this, much like the Watchtower, probably be an ideal post for a small squad of looters. Also work well as sort of line of sight blocking terrain. You could fit quite a sizable squad, you know, either side of this. You could always do rules to have units within it, shooting out the slits and stuff. But yeah, I'm really impressed with this, as I am with the other two kits. I'm loving this Tabletop Scenics stuff. The detail in it is just fantastic. Now, if you're really good, you know, builder and converter and stuff, of course you could build your own terrain, and lots of people do, out of old, you know, coffee pots and all sorts of things lying about the house. But I think you would struggle to make anything that looks as good as this. I know I certainly would anyway. Well, like the glyphs, for example, if you were to add details like this onto a piece of scenery, you would make the glyph and then stick it on. Whereas in a lot of the details here, the detail is actually the bits that they've cut out, which I love, and it just gives this thing so much depth. Like the skull face, for example, you know, the bits that are cut out and the little arrows and bullet damage and shell damage all over the roof. You can see this thing's taken a pounding. But yeah, let's take a look at how all these pieces look together. Get him out of the Watchtower there. See, he likes it in there, he doesn't want to come out. Yeah, as you can see, I've got a couple of bits not yet glued together, just so I can play around with this thing a bit. So I'll take that off there. Now I'm really looking forward to getting this stuff painted and seeing what it looks like all painted up on the battlefield. Yeah, as you can see, quite a cool little orc encampment coming along here. And so yeah, stay tuned to the channel, because I'm going to get this stuff painted up, and I will eventually do a video with this set up with the rest of my desert terrain, and I should have a very, very cool orc themed desert board. So yeah, there you go guys. If you liked this review, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit that little bell icon so you don't miss any of my future videos. But for now, this is 6 Plus Stevo, signing out.